In the early 1980s, a man waits at a Georgia bus stop and shares memories from his extraordinary life with the strangers who sit beside him. He recalls growing up in rural Alabama during the 1950s. Because of a physical condition affecting his back and legs, he wears braces and struggles to move normally. He is raised by his determined mother, who runs a home for boarders. One young musician who stays there later borrows the boy's unusual movements for his stage act. Although the boy faces challenges at school, his mother refuses to let others decide what he can become and finds a way to get him accepted. On his first day, he meets Jenny, a kind girl who soon becomes his closest friend. Jenny's home life is troubled, and she feels safest when she is away from it. After losing her mother at a young age, Jenny is left with an unstable and abusive father. One day, Forrest finds her hiding outdoors, hoping for a way to escape. Authorities eventually remove Jenny from the home, and she goes to live with a relative nearby. She and Forrest are then able to stay close as they grow up. Forrest is often targeted by other children because of his braces. While escaping from them one day, Jenny encourages him to keep running. As he runs, the braces fall apart, revealing that he is remarkably fast. His speed eventually opens the door to college football. He earns a place at an Alabama university, plays for a legendary coach, and finds himself present during a major moment in the civil rights era. His athletic ability earns national recognition, and he later visits the White House. Jenny attends college as well, and Forrest makes a point of seeing her whenever he can. After finishing school, Forrest joins the army. During training, he becomes friends with Bubba, who dreams of building a shrimping business after their military service. After leaving the service, Jenny's life takes a difficult turn when explicit photos of her are published, leading to her removal from school. She later performs at an adult nightclub. Forrest sees someone harassing her and steps in, impressed by her singing but concerned for her safety. Feeling smothered by Forrest's attempts to protect her, Jenny chooses to leave, and she tells him to run whenever danger finds him. In 1967, during a fierce attack, Bubba is killed, while Forrest carries multiple injured soldiers to safety. Among those he rescues is Lieutenant Dan. Forrest later receives the Medal of Honor from President Lyndon B. Johnson. At a major anti-war gathering in Washington, Forrest crosses paths with Jenny again. She is living among activists and introduces him to people in her new circle. One of them, Jenny's violent boyfriend, hits her. Forrest immediately defends Jenny, and she admits that he has always treated her with kindness. Jenny leaves again. Meanwhile, Forrest discovers he has an exceptional talent for table tennis. He becomes nationally known, competes in exhibition matches with China, and even appears on television during the era of ping-pong diplomacy. A later encounter with President Nixon puts him at the Watergate complex, where he accidentally notices suspicious activity that helps expose the scandal. When his military service ends, Forrest returns home and earns money promoting table tennis equipment. He uses the money to buy a shrimp boat, determined to fulfill the promise he made to Bubba. Lieutenant Dan eventually joins him. After a rough start, their luck changes when a hurricane wipes out the competition while their boat survives. Following his mother's death, Lieutenant Dan also makes a smart investment that greatly increases their wealth. Forrest shares his success with Bubba's family and his hometown. Jenny returns years later after trying to escape a painful cycle of addiction and abusive relationships. She and Forrest spend quiet time together. At her abandoned childhood home, Jenny releases years of anger, and Forrest comforts her. On New Year's Eve, Forrest asks Jenny to marry him. She turns him down because she believes she is not good enough for him. That night, Jenny finally lets herself accept his affection. By morning, Jenny has left without saying goodbye, leaving Forrest devastated. He responds by running across the country for years, becoming famous without ever seeking attention. Eventually, he decides to go home. Jenny later contacts him and reveals that they have a young son. She also tells Forrest that she is seriously ill. They marry and spend their remaining time together as a family before Jenny dies. Now focused on raising his son, Forrest visits Jenny's grave and tells her about the boy's life and intelligence. In the final moments, Forrest sees his son off on his first day of school, reminding him how deeply he is loved.